How's Sarah doing?
Doing good. Working
Is
hard
she
like
still
always.
working at is she still working at Starbucks or is she done with that?
Nah, she only opens now 3 days a
Okay.
week. So those 3 days I get Noah till 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of nice. It's 3 days that I can sleep in just a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah. How are things there?
Good. We're dealing with sleep training problems with Arthur.
Uh-huh.
Um, Hold on one second, David.
Sure.
Gotta-
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, totally. You're running on Mac, right?
Yes, I am. My parents will be running on a PC though.
Right. That doesn't make a difference. So yeah, I just got me a new iMac 27-inch.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's funny. Um, all right, I'll forward this to her.
So just so you know, I'll also tell you that I'm recording this webinar
Sure.
for future salespeople. I can just play this for them.
Yeah. The other night, because they're using my mom's laptop because she's got a camera on it, and so I did a test meeting for them, so she should know. Oh yeah, they're logging in now, so they'll be in
Okay.
just a second. Just so you know, before they log in, my dad is not the most tech savvy person in the world.
Okay.
That's why my mom is also sitting in on it.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, but I was trying to explain to him, I think that the sales aspect of it will be so easy for him to grab hold of,
Right.
ra- that the tech stuff he'll be able to ask me or ask you if there's questions that anybody has.
Right. 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 Yeah, and we'll go over
But
that over the tech part. It's very very streamlined. You'll see it.
I figured it was. I'm just
Right.
just letting you know.
Right. Yeah, I deal with realtors a lot, so I'm used to that.
Okay, all right, yeah, you're good to go then.
Yeah, I've learned the last year that realtors are a breed on their own.
Hey babe, can you toss me a spoon? Thanks.
So I think actually I have enough bandwidth to turn on my camera. There we go. Ooh, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, it made the.
Yeah, let's turn that off because that totally screwed everything up here. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. It made the rest of the image really grainy.
Yeah.
No, you've got nothing on your calendar.
That's actually not too full for this week. I'm actually
Oh,
pretty
that's
happy.
good.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we got that one going. Full screen. There we go. Oh, somebody's arriving.
Yep.
What's your mom's name?
Patty with an I, Patti, and
Okay.
Dennis.
Yeah, I was just talking to Sarah this morning. Like, would you believe, like, when we went to your dad's house like a long time ago as with the team, that we might be working together.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
Small world.
yeah. All right, looks like we got everybody on the call here.
Could I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Sure.
I don't see your two faces.
You can actually, Mom, I think you can turn off your webcam. It'll be easier to just watch what David's doing.
Okay,
Put your link straight.
alrighty.
Yeah, we just tried the cameras and it kind of messed up the screen, so we turned them back off.
Okay.
Okay, so we got Dallas, Dennis, and Patty on the call, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm very excited. We've been looking for somebody in the Midwest for 4 months now, and so I'm pretty excited. We don't have anybody there, so we're excited about it. So I wanted to talk, first of all, just a little bit about the card itself, if that's okay with you, just to go over the features, everything that it can do, so you kind of have a grasp on it, and then also the commission structure, and then actually how it all works to do a sale. So first thing is I want to talk about the functionality. Y'all can see the screen, right? You can all see. You can see my screen.
Yes.
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 I want to talk about the functionality of the card itself. So when you see a digital business card, the first thing you'll see is the main graphic. That is fully customizable, so you get to choose what you want in there. Most people want their picture in there. Some people also put in their business logo, like you see Scissor Sake here. They have so many people working in their office that they didn't want a personal picture on there. So that's totally up to the customer. You'll see later on, it's very easy to log in, swap out that picture, upload a new one, and then it automatically uploads. Then under that main picture, I'm going to turn off mic here. Just give me a second.
Hold on 1 second, David. I'm getting a lot of feedback.
I'm going to turn off the mics. Hold on. There. So now I just turned off you guys' mics. So if you have a question, there is a raise your hand feature on. Let's see. On the webinar, just type in the question under your type message, and then I'll turn on your mic, and then I'll turn on your mic at that point. Okay. So let's go back here. So we have these 4 icons right underneath the main picture. Again, those are also customizable, so you get to choose what those are, and you get to choose out of your cell phone, your office phone, email address, and then a whole bunch of social media icons. So we'll walk over that again as well on how you can set that up, but that's totally customizable. Anybody, if you don't have a Facebook account, you don't have to have a Facebook button in there. And then, of course, you have the interactive tabs, and that's the main part of the card. When you tap on one of those tabs, it automatically opens and shows the content, whatever is in there. Those tabs, there's 3 different types of tabs. First one is partly customizable, and you'll see the top 2 ones, the one that says my name, David Van Akron, and then the second one, the business name. Those are always going to be there. You don't have a choice. So that's why they're partly customizable. Also, when we open that up, and I'm going to show you just here, let me get out of this right here and actually show you a card. This is what one of the cards looks like. And this is just a markup. This really doesn't exist. But if you click on it, you'll see there is the content on it. So this content right here is always going to be there. So it says, thank you for exploring this Litigia digital business card. Each panel will help you to get to know more about, and then it will have whoever the person's name there. So underneath that, this is the part that's customizable. So you can put in here whatever you want, text, even graphics and videos and all that. We'll go over that in just a second. Again, here, this is also partly customizable. You'll have this information down here that you can fill out. And then this information down here, again, this is always going to be there. So that automatically gets populated with your website address, if you have one, an address here, and then the phone numbers. So that's what I mean with partly customizable. If we go back here, we have fully customizable tabs, and those are these two right here, About Us and Promo Video. We'll walk over that again. These are fully customizable, so you can actually choose what the title is, but you also can choose what the content is underneath there. And I'm going to show you how this works in just a little bit here. Same thing with Promo Video. There's a video in here as well. And I'm not going to run it because it's going to screw up the video feed here. So, and then there is, last one is non-customizable tabs. Those are the bottom tabs here. There's a contact info that's always going to be there, and that information all gets automatically populated. So you don't have to worry about it, but it's always going to be there. And you can't change the order or the structure of that. So it automatically gets built for you. Same thing with share the card. All of that information gets built automatically because it needs to be dynamic. So when you click here to send this card over email, it needs to grab the correct information. Same thing with this QR code. It gets generated on the fly. And so we have to make sure that this always is correct. So that's why they're not customizable. Then let's go back here. Go full screen. There we go. And then there's the features. I'm going to go over this really fast. There is a video actually on our website that talks about this in depth. It takes about a half hour to actually talk this through. So it's very easy to set up, and we'll go through that in just a second again to just give you a hands-on that. It's cutting-edge technology. One of the things that we do with this card, one of the things that's great with this card is we've been implementing all the technology that is current. And so we've implemented iOS 7 already, that came out last month, actually at the beginning of this month. And the cool thing is it automatically updates all your cards. So not just the cards that you're going to give out from now on, but even the card that you give out 2 years ago is going to have today's technology on it when they open it up. So it's always going to be at the forefront. There's going to be instant updates. And this is really the major thing about the digital business card is, first of all, you can log in at any time, as many times as you want, and make changes to your card. So when you change a phone number or you change office space, you just log in, change that. You never have to buy new cards because you can always update it. And the really great thing is once you make a change, it then changes all the cards that you gave out in the past. So that is really I think the greatest feature about this card. It is 100% cross-phone compatible. It doesn't matter what kind of smartphone you have, as long as of course, it has internet connection. It looks the same on every single smartphone on the planet. So that's another thing. When new phones come on the market, for example, the 5S just came out, we make sure before that phone comes out, it's going to work on that phone as well. So you never have to worry about the card not being compatible with a future phone. It's very easy to share. There's 5 ways of sharing the card. There's 3 embedded inside the card itself. So you can just open up, share this card. You can either choose email the card. You have the QR code that people can scan, or you can text it. And then there's also 2 ways that you can, outside of the phone, where you can actually, we'll talk about that in a future way, where you can set it up. If you're in front of a group of people, you can say, all of you, take out your smartphones, text whatever name you set up. For example, text Dazar to 55958. So they all do that, and within 10 seconds, they automatically all get my card back. So I don't have to go one-to-one with each person to have them give them my card. So there's dynamic directions. This is also a great feature. When you look at the address that's on the phone, let me get back out here. There's contact info. There's the address, and you can see it's dynamic. Now, I can't do it on here because this is not a phone. This is actually on my computer. But on the phone, if you tap on that, it then automatically gives you turn-by-turn directions from wherever you're at to that address. So I use that actually all the time now for all the people that I network with. I just tap on their address in the car, and it automatically turns into a GPS that gets me to that address. So a very cool way of getting the not just giving your address, but also getting directions to your office. Media embedding, we'll talk about that in just a second as well. You can put in graphics and video and even audio files, and it goes into full screen automatically. After the video, it comes back to the card. So we'll talk about it in just a second as well. Time-sensitive information, because it is, you get instant updates. This is an actual, just a spin-off of that. You can actually put in, for example, current information, upcoming events, or a monthly special, for example, or a daily special, whatever you want. As somebody that got your card 6 months ago looks at your card today, opens it up, and it automatically is going to have today's information, today's events, and today's specials and all that. You just log in afterwards, just replace or erase the special or replace it with a new one, and it automatically then updates on all the cards. So that's time sensitive. And then there's a difference between personal business cards and business cards. So that's important for you guys when you sell it. Whoever buys the card gets the most out of the card. And what that means is if you sell it to one person and that person buys for it, they get control over their entire card. So they can create new tabs and customize everything that's on there. So they have the control. Now, if you sell it to a business, the really great thing about selling it to a business is that if the business pays for it or the business sets it up, you give them a special code for their employees. And so when they get their card with that code, what it's going to do, it's going to automatically import all the business information into their card. So what happens is the employee can log in and change their picture. They can change their personal their email address, their cell phone number, anything that's really personal to them. But they can't change the business information. Or, for example, it would be like the business address. Or if you have specials or upcoming events or anything that's the same for all of your employees, they can't change that. There's going to be one person in the company that's going to be able to log in and change that information on all the cards all at once. So the great thing for the business is if your employee ever leaves, they can't take that card with them. So if they gave it out to 1,000 people over the last couple of years, then the business can just log in, change the picture that's on there from the employee to, for example, a business logo, and all the people that have that card from that person are still going to be able to get in touch with the company and not with the person that just left the company. So the business at this point gets all the benefits on that. The same thing though, if it's a personal sale, for example, if you sell it to a salesperson and they go work for another business, they can log in because then now they have the power to the card. They can log in, change the information, the business information on their card, and now all of a sudden all the cards they gave out in the past. For example, a realtor goes from one realtor company to another realtor company. All the cards they gave out over the last 3 years, when those people open that card, now all of a sudden it's going to give them the information of the company that they're with now. So that's the difference between a personal card and a business card. So if that doesn't make sense, just let me know and I'll try and explain it a little bit better. But it'll also get more clear once you walk through it more and more. So we work with discount codes. So when people buy a card and they don't use a discount code, the flat rate is $199. So that's a very high number, and that the only reason we do that is so we can actually drop it for anybody. And you will get 4 codes assigned to you that you can use at any time. And so it just drops the price to either $149, $99, $75, or $49. You don't have to remember that. It'll be all sent out to you. And so it just drops the price on those codes. Now, you can also log in and create a custom code for a specific event. And we'll show that there's different things that you can do. For example, if you do a business deal, then you definitely want to create a custom discount code, because when you use that specific code for that business, it then automatically loads that business information into that card. So that's one way you would create a special discount code. Also, if you're doing a big deal, we just discussed a deal with a company called doTERRA. They want to buy 40,000 cards. Well, now we're going to create a discount code just for them that's going to drop that price even more, just because the volume is so high. So, and you can do that. You can log in at any point and just create a new code. The other thing that you can do, for example, we have one sales guy here in Arizona. He does trade shows. And so he creates a discount code just for that trade show. And so it's only valid for that weekend. And so when he creates it, he just says it goes from this date to this date, and then automatically after that it gets cut off. You can also create codes where you say you can only use it for 1,000 times, and that's a way that you would use when you sell it to a business, and the business buys 200 cards up front to give to their employees. So what you would do at that point is you create a discount code for them, and you discount it all the way down to $0 because they're already paying for it, but the code is only good for 200 times. So that way you can make sure that when they run out, you can go back to them and say, hey, do you want to buy some more? And then you can just log in and change that number from 0 to how many cards they want to buy on top of that. So that's about the discount codes. So again, it's for specific customers, events, and then you have the discount code setup. We'll just walk through that in just a second briefly. In the beginning, it's a little bit, you have to get used to it, but it's pretty simple. Dallas, you can create your own codes that you would use for selling. Now, if you have a guy that works under you, like a guy that works on your team, he would create his own codes. And that's done because when somebody uses your code, you get the full 20% commission on that, on anything that gets sold under that code or any of your codes. If you have a guy on your team who falls below you, they create a code. Anything that gets sold under that code, they get the 20% discount on it. But then you, as their team leader or however you want to call it, you get 10% commission on those. So okay, good, you got it. So we'll talk through how to set up the code, and then of course we track all the codes. This is done fully automatically. At the end of the month, we just print out a report. It just pulls out all the information. It calculates everything out automatically, and then we cut checks on the first of the month. So a commission, the bonus structure is you get a 20% commission on everything that you sell, plus on every monthly reoccurring fee. Every card that you sell after the sale, it costs $1 a month for that person to keep the card. We have one competitor that is doing the same thing. They charge $6 a month. So we really dropped it down, and we did that for a couple reasons. First reason is almost nobody is going to cancel a service because it's only $1 a month. So we're pretty safe on retention and keeping the customers with us. Also, when somebody cancels, when they want to cancel their card, we can go back to them and say, just so you know, we know that you've given out your card to 1,000 people. Once you cancel your card, the card automatically disappears from everybody that got the card. So it's a good retention piece where is it really worth to not pay $1 and to lose all of those cards? So again, back to the commission, you get the 20% off of all of those as well. And in the beginning, of course, that's not that much, $1 a month per card. But if you look at, down the road and you sell 10,000 cards in a year or anything like that, then all of a sudden you have a guaranteed income of $2,000 a month. That's just reoccurring, and you don't have to worry about that. That's besides the sales that you're doing on the next year. So then we have bonus structures as well. I can show you that, and I forgot what the bonus structure is, but it's when we send you a contract, it has you, once you sell a certain, I think it's $10,000 worth of cards, you get a bonus, and then it's 50,000, 100,000. It keeps going and it keeps growing like that. There's bonuses, and sorry, I forgot. I should have looked that up, but it'll be in the information that I send out to you guys later. You can also build your own team. Now, this is something that's not for everybody, and this is not required of you at all. But if you can, you can just sell the cards to companies or to people, but you can also start your own team. If, for example, you sign up 2 more sales guys under you. First of all, you'll be in charge of, catching, talking to them and training them, and we'll be involved on our side, but you actually have to run that team. And they're going to be under the same commission and bonus structure as you are, which is 20% to start off with, and that commission and bonus, that actually goes up every year, but with 10%. Now, it's not going from 20 to 30. It goes from 20 to 22, and so it keeps up going 10% of that commission, and it caps at 25%. So your team would get the same commission. So, for example, as I said earlier, if you have somebody working under you, they get 20%, but anything they do, besides the 20% that they get, you get 10%. You get half of what they are getting. So that will be 20% for them, 10% for you. Now, if we look down the line, if you end up with a team of let's say 20 people, and there's 2 people on that team that are doing the same thing that you do, which is going to be starting their own team, and it keeps going down like that. Okay, so those 2 people, if they start their own team, again, the commission structure would be the same for their people. They would make 20%. Those 2 people would make 10% off of those sales. And then you, because you're above them, you would make 5%, because you would always make half of what the people are making under you. And it keeps going down. Of course, the deeper it goes, the less percentage you make. But that's where you can actually really, really build out. And I'm going to show you the numbers on that, what's actually possible with that. And let me show you some samples. So this is a sample payout. You sell the cards, for example, for $99, and you sell 10 cards a day. So that's all you do. It's straight sales and nothing else. Then what happened here? Your commission on your first year would be $63,000, $640. So that's just the 20% on the sales plus the monthly reoccurring fees. And if you look at this, that actually gets bigger and bigger every month because you're getting more and more cards. So the first month we have 10 cards a day, and we only count 20 days per month. You have 200 cards. So after the first month, you have 200. So that's 20. That's $40 extra that comes into your paycheck for that month. But the next month it'll be 80, because that grows. That continues to grow. So, and because of that growth, your second year actually your commission goes to $75,000, and that's totally based on the monthly reoccurring fee. So you're not selling any more cards on a daily basis. It's just that monthly fee. And so by year 5, it's $105,000. So that's the first sample. Very simple, just selling cards. Sorry about what happens here. There's another sample. The cards are still $99 a card. You're selling 12 cards per day, but there's an initial sale of 1,000 cards. And this happens, for example, when you approach a company and they want to go like, okay, well, we just want to do 1,000 cards for our employees. So that gives you a kickstart. And so when you look at, sorry about these, it's not working too well there. So if you do that, then all of a sudden your commission in your first year would be $97,000. And that's because of the $1,000 cards up front. So let me go back here. And then you see the second year, that commission drops. And that's just because we're not saying you're doing another 1,000 card sale at some point. But if you did that year, of course, that number would then be even bigger than the first year. And then, of course, it keeps growing, $128,000 per year after 5 years. So let me go here. Sample number 3, you're selling the carts at $75 a piece, and you sell 15 carts a day on average. 15 carts a day is really not that hard to do. And it's if you can approach a company, if you approach companies that have 20 to 50 people in their company, it's very easy to get to that number. And really, the stuff really sells themselves once you explain how the card works. And on this sample, we're going to show if you build your team with 2 people per year. So the first year, your commission is based on that is $73,000. That's without anybody in your team. It's just you on your own. But then the second year, we have 2 people that are in your team that you're running, and they're doing the same thing. They're selling the carts for $75 a piece, and they're doing 15 carts a day. All of a sudden, that commission jumps to $173,000, and that's just because you're making commission on those 2 people as well. And of course, we look at 5 years. We're looking at an enormous amount of money, and it's this. I know these are huge numbers, and it's just for an example only. It's hard to run a team, and I know, and you guys know, being in sales. With salespeople, they come and go, and so it's But I just wanted to show you what the possibilities are. You look at a really, really big possibility here. Sample number 4. You sell the cards at only $50 a piece. You sell 1,000 cards up front. You got 4 team members. No, you have 5 team members that are selling 4 cards per month, and underneath those, there's 2 people that also have their own team, and you have 10 people underneath them. So now all of a sudden you have your own team, but underneath that, they have their own teams as well. Then you're looking at just your first year is $180,000 in commission. And that's, this is definitely down the road where if you have if you can establish your own teams and start working with them, and that grows, then all of a sudden you see on the second year, it's $360,000. Just to tease you a little bit, year number 5 is almost $1.6 million. So those, we don't cap our commission for at all. So it's not at one of those companies. Once you reach a certain level, we definitely don't want to do that, and we never will do that because we want to give you the incentive of doing more sales. If you do more sales, you make more money, right? So that is the part of this of just showing you what this how this all works, and I'm going to show you now very fast here. There we go. So let me log out. This is what a cart looks like. This is where you go, where anybody goes to log into our system. It's under My Litigit or Litigit Cart. If I actually go to that, it actually goes to our main website, and from here you can just click on Login, and that's where you log into to make changes to your cart. Actually, I'm going to go back out. Under the same website, it has here Purchase. When you click on Purchase, this is where you go in to purchase your cart. So here's where you can put in a discount code, one of your own personal discount code, and I know one of the discount codes that we're working with is this one right here. And normally it's $199, but if I click Purchase, you'll see it goes to PayPal. It routes to PayPal, and it discounted it to $75. So that's, and then of course you just have to go through and type in your credit card information and all that. Once that gets done, you get a username password that you then use to log into your cart. So this is the same for any customer, any business, any salesperson, even for me. We all log into the same place. So I'm going to show you. There's a sample user. We're just using with that, and this is a regular user logs into this, so they can edit their card, change the password here. They can email their card out, or they can open the card on the computer. So that's what I did here. So we can see what happens with this card. So if I click on Edit Card, this is everything that I can change. So first of all, I can edit this picture. To change that picture out, you just click on that. It shows the picture that's there right now. It says choose file. Let's go find another picture, another headshot right there, and you say upload. Once you say upload, it automatically changes that picture on the card. So that's how easy it is to change out a picture, the headshot, or you can do a logo. So then we have here, there is the business logo. So this is where you would change that, edit the business logo. Same thing. I'm not going to do it here because I don't have another logo ready on my desktop. But that's where you would change it. It's exactly the same way. We have personal bio. This is where they go to change this information right here. So that's the information that's here. That's going here. And we've made it so it is, you can format your text here. So you can bold it, italicize it, put in numbered lists and indent it and all that, put in links to a website, all of that. So you can do that. That's very simple. Here, same thing under this information right here. If I go back to this part, edit business bio, that's the information that goes here. So that's the same thing. If you want to, you can put in graphics as well in this part here. You just put it in there, say insert video or upload image. And I'm going to show you in just a second how that goes. So let me go back out. I just want to go through this fast. And then edit card info. This is the basic card information that you can go through to change all of this. Like, for example, there's the username. You know, you probably never have to change that, but that's what you log in with. But I can change this to my name here. And click continue. This is where I can change those 4 icons here. So if I say, you know what, I don't have a Facebook account, so I'm going to make this my office phone number and this my email address, and I only have a LinkedIn. So I just changed all of these 4, and you'll see those change in just a second. Also, I want this to be red. I want the entire card to be red instead of blue. So at this point, you can choose 4 colors. We're actually working on where this is going to be a color wheel, so you can totally customize the color that you want to put on there. Okay, continue. This is where you put it in. Sorry about this, the layout here. Something happened just over the last week. I just caught it this morning. But this is where you just put in your contact information. Just fill all of this out. Click continue. If you have a Facebook page, this is where you put all of this information. And then you click update record. And when you go back here, you'll see all of a sudden all of this has changed. This is now my name, it's my cell phone, my office number, email, and LinkedIn. So that's how easy it is to change all of this information here. Now, let me go back here. Edit tabs. So as I said, there's customizable tabs, and it starts here, About Us. If I open this up, you'll see there's this picture. And if I click here, Edit, there is that picture. So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to put in a picture here. I'm going to do Insert, Upload Image. And I'm going to show you an image here on my desktop. This image is huge. It's 2,560 pixels wide. So that is way too big to put in here. And of course, it also would take too much time to load onto a card. But I'm going to show you when I click Choose. It's on. What it's doing now is actually it created a version of it that's exactly 300 pixels wide, and it made it what's called a web JPEG. So it loads really, really fast. So if I click Edit Tab and reload here, that's how fast that picture now loads. So we made it very streamlined to do this kind of stuff in here. So I'm going to also show you we can add a new tab. So we're going to be number 2, like for example, promo video, and we're going to put in a video here under Insert Video. Now, we have instructions. I'm going to show you that, and when we go back to 2 steps back on this screen, it has actually instruction on how to put this video in. We are going to do an embed, and you can use either YouTube or Vimeo. I'm going to pull out. There's YouTube, and so this is the video I want to put in, and it has the instructions on. Let me just reload this. So make sure we stop this. You click on Share. Embed, make sure this is 300, oops, 300, and then there's the code. That's the embed code. We just copy that and we can actually close this back out. That's how fast you can now paste that in there, and now that video is in there. Click Add Tab, and you'll see here now we have a promo video, and there it is, the video. So it automatically, I'm not going to play it right now because again we're streaming here. On a phone, this automatically goes into full screen when you play it. So you can put in a video if it's current specials, for example. Then afterwards, if your specials are changing, you can just go here, click Edit, take this one out, put a new one in, that you uploaded to YouTube or Vimeo, and just replace that video. So very, very simple to do this kind of stuff. Let me go back out here. So this is where pictures and video, this is just the instructions on how to put in a picture and how to put in a video. It just has step-by-step instructions on going to YouTube, click on shared, click on embed, make sure it says 300, and then copy and paste. So that is all of that. And that's how a person gets to update their card. I'm going to log out, and one more thing here, I'm going to log in as a sales associate. So once we set you up as a sales associate, once you log in, you're going to have the same options here, but you're going to also have your discount codes. And so when you click on that, this sales associate only has one discount code set up, as you can see here. But to create a new one, you just click here, and this is the information you need to set up. This needs to be 8 letters. If you don't, oops, let me show you. If it's not, it says it needs to be 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. And then the discounted price in dollars. So for example, if we set this up for a business, or if you set this up for a business, you're going to discount it to 0 because the employees are not going to pay for the card. But the business is going to pay you up front for all the cards all at once. So then you have a start date and end date. You can leave these the way they are if this doesn't play a role. And then the maximum number of uses left. Normally it's set to almost 999,000. Just because we had to put in a large number for the default. But if you sell, for example, 1,000 cards to a business, and they paid for it up front, you just go here. That code is good for 1,000, and then you say here, this is a business setup. And the reason you do that is once you submit that, it's going to immediately ask you, set up a username and password for that business. So this is the business username password for the one person that can change the business information on the card. So I'm going to not do that right now, but as you can see, now that the code is activated here. And if I copy that and we open up a new page, and I just put in a random string of numbers, but I click purchase. Automatically, when you've done something like that, that automatically, see how it bypasses PayPal because we discounted the price to 0. So that's why it didn't go through PayPal. So, but see how that code now works. If I put in another, oops, let's go back. If I do something else, it just says it's not valid. It's not a valid code. It has to be the right code for it to actually work. So that's how, let me make sure, yeah, let's take this out. And I'm going to delete this code because we don't want to use that. Okay, so that is everything. I'm going to open up the microphones again here. And so do you guys have any questions on this? I know this was a lot of information. So any questions?
I'm good on my end. Mom, Dad, what about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, Daddy doesn't work any of these sites, so I'll have to help him through it. But it's kind of like the stuff I set up for Constant Contact, and I mean, so I was able to follow everything. Actually doing it once probably will tell if we get it or not. I might be a little confused about setting it up for a business versus an individual.
Right, and
David?
I totally understand that. But any of our sales associates, when they get their first business, actually their first 2 or 3 businesses, I actually get involved to help them through to make sure everything works right. But after a couple times, you get the hang of it, and it's actually pretty simple to do.
David, 2 questions. You just said you threw out a figure that you're working with a company to sell 40,000 of these.
Yes.
Let's say this is Ralston Purina. Who's going to pay for those 40,000 cards up front, and how much will that cost?
Now with them, it's they're a multi-level marketing company.
Yes.
So they are pushing it through their downline. So I'm working with one of the guys that's really high up there. He has 300,000 people under him, and so he can push this down to his downline and make this mandatory. So that's why they think they're going to be able to get 40,000 a year. So they don't have to pay this up front.
Oh, who pays the $1 a month for each card of those 40,000?
For them, it's set up where the people themselves,
Okay.
they're downline. They do it on their own. Yeah.
The 40,000 salesmen. Okay, and let me.
Can I ask something about that $1 a month? Do you offer them then the opportunity to pay for all 12 months, or do you automatically draw it out of their bank account? Certainly you don't invoice people for $1 a month.
Right. No, it's a reoccurring billing on credit card.
Okay.
Okay.
So that automatically gets set up. It goes through PayPal, so we're what's called PCI compliant. We don't keep any of the credit card numbers, but it goes through PayPal, and PayPal takes care of it when the card runs out, when it expires. They take care of making sure that the customer updates their cards.
And how do you set them up for that?
It gets done automatically. Let me show you here. Just give me a second here. When you buy the card, and it goes through PayPal. Interesting. So when we go through here, PayPal automatically does 2 things here. So they charge the sales amount, and then they set up this customer automatically to do a recurring billing at $1 a month. So that all gets done through PayPal on the back end. I'm not involved with that.
Okay.
David, I've got a friend that I was just.
Can I, before you shift, just so at the end of a year, they decide not to re-up it, then does PayPal notify you? Because you had said if somebody decides to drop, you could contact them. How would you know then that they have dropped?
Automatically, when they either cancel the account or the credit card expires, it automatically, PayPal sends something, it's called a P&I sheet to my server, and that automatically cancels their card.
So sends it to the main office, or they would send it, like if we enrolled them, would it come to us?
No, it doesn't come to you or me. It just automatically shuts off their card.
Okay, but you had said if someone decided to cancel, that we can contact them and let them know that all the cards they've given out will be canceled, and that'd be an incentive for them to keep it.
Right.
How would we know? Right.
At this point, I get an email every single time any transaction happens. So that would be one of the transactions. So if at this point I can just see if it's anybody, it hasn't happened yet that somebody has canceled on it. So at this point, I could just let you know if I can see there's a cancellation. I just find out which salesperson that is. I just let you know so you can contact them. If it becomes a little bit too much hassle on my part, where I get too many emails on that, we can set that up in the system where it then automatically emails you guys, whoever sold the card.
Okay.
So, but at this point, I just get a notification at this point.
Okay.
David, this is Dallas's dad again. A couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine has been in multi-level sales for years, as far as I can remember. Okay.
Yep.
And something kind of fell through. He was making like between $75,000 and $100,000 a month. He had over 30,000 people. The whole thing is kind of done a shipwreck. And now they're contacting him. I was just sitting at his table, and they're all looking for something to get into next.
Right.
And I didn't know much about this, but I just mentioned, he said, boy, I'd be interested because I've got 30,000 people that are looking for my guidance on what we could do next.
That would be awesome for you.
Well, I wouldn't be able to do it like you just did it, so I would want to set up a time with him and you that you would do what you just did now for us. I'd be there with him, but I couldn't stealth through this like you doing. I'd fumble it and it'd be a mess.
Right.
But I think he'd be impressed with the figures. But honestly, I saw his checks and he was bringing in $500,000 to $750,000 a year for the last 10 years.
Right. Yeah. We could definitely do that. The reason I say this would be awesome for you because once he signs on, you get a half of what he makes.
Well, I would take that. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, is there a way, right now, here's what we have to do. We have to be in Chicago tonight, about a 4.5-hour drive. Now, we have a Bluetooth on our car. If you would want to talk to me a little bit or give me your cell number to where I could line up something for him, or you could tell me how to get lined up. I've been in sales, for 40 years, and we're writing down a bunch of people with big companies already, but this guy, 30,000 people under him, would be a very, very good fish to land.
Right.
How do I get a hold of you?
Let me turn off my screen for a
Well,
second.
you've got his
card.
yeah, it's on.
You guys can see the screen, right? The messages on there.
Yeah.
That's my cell phone number. Did you get that?
They just left.
Guys, under the chat tab on the side, on your control panel.
Okay.
Or you have a pen. You have a pen and paper. I'll just give it to you.
No, we've got
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it.
602, I got it. 602-799-9491.
That's it.
I could just give you a jingle up the highway, talk a couple minutes. Really, this is all self-explanatory, but I would something like this. I would want you to do what you just did with him, and he could probably have a few of his people there. Well, he'd probably want to do it alone first. He was the number 2 guy in this company.
Wow. Do you know what company it was?
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you right now.
Okay. It's not doTERRA, is it?
No.
Okay. Because we have an exclusive deal with them.
No, this is this was a travel company.
Okay. Yeah, then there's no problem there then. So.
He was number 2, and he made some big money for the last 10 years. He started out with A.L. Williams, then insurance, and then he got into that phone thing where you're going to make a couple cents on each phone. But he's been in multi-level marketing, and I think the figure he gave me was he's got 30,000 people under his downline.
Right. Yeah.
And so if he could just sell a couple of those, hey?
Yeah. I mean, if he gets to all 30,000, then yeah, we're talking $300,000 just off the bat for him.
Then we could probably afford a plane ticket to come out to Los Angeles. Oh, by the way, we're coming out in about 2 weeks to be with Dallas for 2 weeks.
I'm not in Los Angeles. I'm in Phoenix.
They're in Phoenix.
Oh, you're in Phoenix.
Yeah, but I'll come out.
If
I'll come out to meet you guys, though. That's not a problem.
Well, seriously, if you could talk to him a little bit like you just did us, and he wants to go to another level and really talk to you, and but I want to make sure I get signed up before him, right?
Yeah, definitely, because you want him to fall under you.
So anyway, we got to get going right now. But how do I sign up? I guess I need to know that.
Okay, I'm going to send you the paperwork. So we sign you up as a 1099. So it's a contractor. So I just have to send you that paperwork, and I'll email that out today. So you have that. Just fill it out and send it back.
Do you have my email?
I think I do, but go ahead and type it into that message box.
Okay.
And Dallas, this is the same for you, right? I have to send you the paperwork as well?
Yeah, send me the paperwork as well, dude.
Okay.
Got it?
And then also, Dad, right before you guys hang up, just to explain. So once we do the 1099 with you, David, what we'll do is we will actually both set up our cards as well, so that we actually have our own personal digital cards. So Dad, right now you've got David's that I shared with you, but when you're pitching to this guy, you'll actually show him your card as well. That'll have all your personal information on it, and this will become your business card too, Dad.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to set up a card for both of you guys that has all of the information for the digital business card. It'll be your digital business card as our salesperson.
Okay.
But I'll set these up for all three of you guys. So
You got Patty's too?
yeah,
Because she's got Patty Amston Ministries and Kingdom Congress. She's
right. These cards that I'm setting up for free for you guys, those are the cards as sales guys for us. So it's going to have
okay.
the tabs on it about the digital business card. You understand what I'm
Well,
saying?
you've kind of whetted my appetite because we've written down 5 great big businesses, and I know the people personally. So, and that's just today,
Right. Awesome. So I'm going to show you
So
the card that you're going to get is going to look like this. It's going to have your picture and then your name, but then all of these tabs are automatically going to be in there, and this is all information about the digital business card. Does that make sense?
we're not seeing anything.
Oh, sorry. I have to turn on my screen again. Can you see it now?
yes,
Yes.
we have yours on the cell phone, so
Right.
we've gone through it.
Right. It's going to look exactly like that, except it's going to have your information on it, but it's going to have all of these tabs from up here, Digit, all the way down to contact info. That's all going to be there because this is all information about the digital business card. And so it actually has a video on here. You'll see there's a half-hour video that explains how this card works.
Okay.
Nice.
And to put our picture on there and everything, that's real easy. Take a picture on digital camera, drag it over,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then will this include a login to the website?
Yes.
Will you'll give us one of those too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It only takes me about 3 minutes to set you guys up for that.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah. Well, you're very smooth on this. You did a great job.
Thanks. I've been working on this for 6 months. So.
Well, let me ask you this. Just 6 months, okay. Let me ask you this: what is the difference if I want someone to see my picture and advertise my business and just say go to my Facebook?
There is as you can see on the card itself, there is a Facebook button right there. That's if. Oh no, hold on. This is if you have your own personal card, the Facebook will go to your Facebook account. Right, this button right here. Now, on the card that you're going to get from me, when you click on the Facebook button, it's going to go to Days of Productions Facebook page. Right, because this card is for as a sales associate. Now, you can set up your own. Go ahead.
Hey, David, that's not what I meant. I meant, what's the advantage having your card than just giving people my email address for one thing, or my web page that would have all the information, and that people would go to my web page and see my where I'm going to be preaching, my latest thing that I'm selling. What's the advantage of your card over a web page or Facebook?
The digital business card is just like that. It's an actual business card. So because you want to be able to give that out really, really fast and very easily to people. Inside your business card, what I suggest is when you look at, for example, this one right here, put in a link to your website. So they can still go to your website, but the digital business card itself is very, as I said, it's very easy when you look at it on our phone to read all the information instead of going to a website. Most websites still at this point are not. It's hard to navigate.
Well, and Dave, if I could jump in on that and just say, also part of it, Dad, is with people with smartphones, the culture itself is moving toward apps and app technology. So whereas I could go onto Safari, my Internet Exploring program on my phone, and go to Google and look something up, I can do that, or I can tap my Google app and it takes me to it, where I can search right there from my phone. So instead of having to do 2 or 3 steps, all your information is right here on, if I can call it this, your app of your car.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Dennis, are you having a problem hearing Dallas?
Yes.
Yeah, he's raspy, but we made it out. We've listened to him for 30-something years now.
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, David, we're going to get going, or we're not going to make the Chicago meeting tonight.
Okay.
And gee, I'm going to be up there with a bunch of big wigs up there too in the preaching zone.
Nice.
Some of these people touch the world. That would would be wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah, once we get up and running, I'll show you as well. There is another thing that we do with this card for our church, where we actually show current sermon series, and all the videos are in there. It's the same principle, but it's just for churches.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll talk about it. We're going to have to get going, and thank you very much. This seems great. I don't think I want to sell one of these at a time.
No, you don't, because it gets frustrating.
I mean, it's taken you an hour, and if I sell 10 individuals, I'm going to wrap up 10 hours a day and only make around very little.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, it's always best to go after a company instead of after one person.
So if you go after a company, do you you can drop your price to $49 a person for every number of persons that are in that company?
Or zero.
Yeah, you actually have full control over your discount. Of course, the more you discount it, the less money you make, right? Because you make.
So if I would sell this guy and he'd do 30,000 and didn't charge any of his people anything, I'd make nothing.
That's right.
Oh, well, that wouldn't be worth it.
Right. So he wouldn't make money either. Nobody would.
Yeah.
So, but once you can't discount it lower than 49. So that's.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
That's for all our salespeople. Just because that's just not smart.
Okay. Yeah. No.
The 40,000 cards that we're doing with this multi-leveling company, it's still $49 a card.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking now, but let's just say that I did sell 30,000 for nothing, but at $1 a month, that's going to be 30,000. Then I'm going to start making 20. I'm going to start making 20% every month on that, right?
Yeah, you would.
So that won't be a small figure right there.
If you can get a guarantee from them that they're going to do the 30,000, everybody's going to do it. I would still not discount it to zero though. I would still make do like $14.95 or something. It is a very because you want to get something up front.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can discount lower than 49.
If you want to do that, just get in touch with me so we can talk it through.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to be I want to know about when something like that happens.
Okay. Well, you've given us about 40 questions to talk about on our 4-hour journey up the road. So.
Okay, yeah, and if you have any questions, just call me.
Okay.
One last question on my end. Along with the 1099 that you're going to send us, you had mentioned to me one time on the phone, sending like a training packet.
Yes.
Well.
Yeah, not a training package. It's going to be, we have a manual for our sales associates. So you'll get that, yes.
Gotcha, okay.
Does that come electronically?
Yes, it'll be a PDF.
Okay.
Oh, you're not going to send it by a 48-cent stamp?
You can still do that?
That was just a joke. The post office, I heard, went $90 million in debt this year.
Yeah.
That's only going to get worse.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm excited about this because this is the curve of the future, you know.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And like you say, young kids like everything quick, fast. They don't want to even look up a web page and they have to roam their way through that.
Mhm.
They just want to pop it up and look at your picture and what you have to offer. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
very good.
All right, cool.
Okay, Ty.
Thank you guys, and I'll look forward to talk to you guys soon.
So you're going to be sending us a card, everything we need to do to get signed up, and
Yeah, I'm going to send you your business card, the 1099, a contract, and your manual.
And a login.
Yes.
And what's that going to cost us?
Nothing.
Oh, well, okay, I'll take that. Thank you.
All right.
All right, thanks.
I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, David. Bye.